Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and welcome to the Frugal Sim News for today, Sunday, April the 19th. Before we get started, a bit of housekeeping. There will be no Frugal Sim News next Sunday, so no Frugal Sim News on April the 26th, because that entire weekend I will be at Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida, which is where the Frugal Sim meet and greet is on Saturday. So if you're in Florida and able to get to the Sun and Fun fly-in, come to the SciTech booth on Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll be giving away some amazing prizes and I hope to see you all there. Let's get on with the news. So first of all, Orbex FTX Trees HD, what a catchy name that is, just got released. Now, we mentioned this in a prior news show. It's an add-on by Scott Armstrong, and it does a global retexturing of FSX Prepared 1 and Prepared 2. It has breathtaking new Autogen tree textures that double the resolution of previous Autogen trees, giving, they say, incredible detail. Now, I covered this before in some detail. It does look very good. You can see the screenshots below. It adds an immense amount of variety to the trees and foliage, making them region-specific as well as seasonal as well. And the claims that Orbex made prior to release were that it improves your frame rates and it doesn't have very much of a virtual addressing space or virtual memory hit. Now, I questioned that, and I said in the upcoming news piece a while ago that I'd wait and see how it was after release. I haven't taken a look at this package yet, but initial reports from people that have bought it and used it say that Orbex's claims are absolutely correct. It really does improve the frame rates, and it really doesn't have a noticeable memory hit, so well worth taking a look at. Most importantly of all, though, although it looks beautiful and stunning and everything else, often with Orbex products they require you to buy one of their global regions. That is not the case with this. No other Orbex products are required. You can simply install this and get beautiful trees, appropriate trees and correct trees no matter where you fly, anywhere in the world without any other add-ons. It's pretty good, and at just $17.48 it's well worth a look at the link in the show notes below. Dovetail have started beta testing a new update for FSX Steam Edition. You can find more information at the Steam community link in the show notes below. And this is a beta test of an upcoming patch which is going to cover a number of changes to FSX Steam Edition, including fixing offline mode, making voice over IP communication in multiplayer work, adding in the Steam invite to game feature, fixing crashes in terrain.dll, and incredibly it also calculates now the affinity mask based on the processor type that you're using. Now, affinity mask is an ongoing tweak that many of us have used from time to time, manually inserting it into our FSX config. Well, now FSX Steam Edition will actually do it for you, which is very cool. Go and check out the link if you're interested in taking a look at the beta, and we hope to see this update very soon. Next up, Aerosoft. Now, a number of you yelled at me for this. Well, it wasn't announced when I recorded the previous show, so I'll cover it now. Service Pack 3 for Aerosoft's Airbus entire line is now available. It is the biggest update yet and requires a full reinstall of the Airbus. So to get it, you're going to need to log on to your Aerosoft account and re-download the Airbus that you previously bought. The biggest change in Service Pack 3 is something that Aerosoft called Connected Flight Deck. And Aerosoft are keen to stress that this is not shared cockpit. It's actually way more advanced. In fact, it even works with IVAO and VATSIM. I have not seen it yet, so I can't confirm exactly what way more advanced means. Also includes an updated weather radar with turbulence mode, which works with all weather engines, and included updated nav data as well. The service pack now also increases the simulation fidelity of the IAE engine and adds more FMC functionality, specifically support for basic holdings, radial in, and place bearing selection. Now, this update and others actually shows an ongoing commitment from Aerosoft to their Airbus to make it grow in complexity and realism over time. And in the face of increasing marketing noise from FS Labs teasing their still nowhere near available study sim Airbus, this is very cool indeed. If Aerosoft continued to do this, they could actually end up competing with FS Labs on a feature-by-feature basis. Now, the FS Labs Airbus, if ever it finally arrives, is said to be a study-level simulation of the Airbus, so that's how far it seems Aerosoft are willing to take this. More Airbus news, but back over in the world of X-Plane, the JAR Design Airbus A330 is now available, and this follows on from JAR Design's A320, which received, quite honestly, quite mixed reviews. The A330 simulates the air conditioning system, pressurization, APU, autoflight system, fuel, hydraulics, and much, much more, and it was developed by working in conjunction with real Airbus pilots, and apparently those same pilots also were involved in the testing of the product. It has a new 3D sound engine that's completely customizable. It uses Aerosoft nav data, and the add-on even includes the tow tractor, fuel truck, animated stairways, and catering trucks accessible from an in-sim menu. From the images you can see right now running below, it does look very detailed indeed, so fingers crossed for this one. Windows only X-Plane users at the moment though, Mac and Linux coming later, and it will set you back a whopping $60.95. Finally, back in the world of Dovetail, Cargo Crew from Dovetail and Jane Whittaker is now available. Now, this is Jane's second add-on for FSX Steam Edition, and the second FSX Steam Edition specific and unique DLC to be released by Dovetail. In it, you take on the role of a DC-3 freighter captain, that's hard to say, in over 20 missions ranging from bad weather deliveries to emergency medical cargo drops. Now, Jane actually believes this particular add-on has more voiceover than any other FSX pack ever released, with more than 200 unique lines of dialogue, which in turn are dependent on the aircraft and mission state. Other features include animated cargo drops, on-screen timers, diversions, animated sinking ships, distress flares, and full ATC throughout. It also includes a custom version of the DC-3 with a new skin and new flight dynamics, and that's got me particularly interested as I'm a big DC-3 fan, and we've been starved for a really good DC-3 and FSX in recent years. The add-on is $16.99 on Steam, or you can get a bundle for $39.99, which includes Dangerous Approaches. Now, just as before, Cargo Crew, the proceeds from it are being donated directly to help Rosie Davis, a little girl who is battling and overcoming severe physical difficulties as a result of caudal regression syndrome. It's a very, very worthy cause, so bear that in mind as well, just as with Dangerous Approaches, that Jane Whittaker is donating all proceeds that she receives from this DLC to Rosie. So that's it for this week. As I said at the start, please don't go looking for a news show next Sunday. There won't be one. I will be meeting and greeting you all over at Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida. So I'll see you in 2 weeks' time if you're unable to make it, and the rest of you who do make it, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. See you soon.